Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin seems to give us another extension here to the upside. So far we only have basically three waves here to the upside of this low, this wave 4 low. I did highlight to you yesterday a few targets to the upside, and I highlighted that we need a break below 26.7k. So basically this wave 4 low to indicate that a top is in place now for Bitcoin. But let's just double check the targets again that we highlighted yesterday. We had the very first one, which was basically reached yesterday and broken, but it couldn't really hold above it. Now it's trying it again, and the next target would be 29,110. And then we've got 30,600. Let me just double check if I put these correctly. Don't want to give you any wrong. 1 second. Yes, so yeah, around about 30,600 and 29,100, depending on how it's going to be done. Well, we need to be ready that this could escalate further. As I said yesterday, there are basically, now that the overshooting B wave is gone, I can't really uphold that anymore. Not at least, I mean, it's all likelihoods, right? It's not that it couldn't happen and suddenly break down. That can always happen. It's all likelihoods. But, you know, we had a support area. Support is holding. Keep it simple. Latest support against which we can focus generally on higher based on the Fibonacci levels is 21,540. I might need to adjust it slightly based on that latest high, but it doesn't really change much. 21,550. And it looks to me that this wave 5 isn't finished yet. However, if it breaks considerably above, 29,090, I think, or 29,100, I might consider the other option, which would be a direct escalation higher, because the one-to-one ratio is not uncommon in a wave 5, but it would be quite a bit of a stretch. Talk here about 30,580. So what I mean is, we've got the scenarios here that, I mean, this is a 5-wave move, and the idea is currently the 5-wave move isn't finished yet. But if it goes much higher than that, it would be, again, either a wave 5 extension, or we talk here about basically something like a 1-2 setup here, and this would be a 1-2, so that we might escalate higher directly without any stronger retracements. And that's always possible. So there's never a guarantee for prices to come back, which is why I always emphasize to hold a core position. Yeah, we had enough opportunities to build core positions. So one position that isn't really touched too frequently, that you can use to ride the larger waves, and then pullbacks, you can add floating positions. Now, that's just some food for thought, no financial advice. That's typically how I tend to do it. And it also depends a little bit on your personal strategy and risk, let's say risk appetite, yeah? So the two possibilities we generally have for this pattern is that of those 10th of March lows, we rallied in a wave 1, came down in a very shallow wave 2, and that this is basically another 1-2 setup within this third wave. Yeah, I mean, if this move of the 10th of March lows was a wave 1, this was a wave 2, the idea would be that we're now in a third wave. Could very much happen, but we should really then rally and escalate here very shortly if this is already the third wave. Yeah, basically the third wave, the third, right? And it would be more likely, in my opinion, to get a pullback, because we have basically 5 waves, or we had yesterday 5 waves basically complete. Now the way this is stretching out, I mean, it can always be some kind of a diagonal which is unfolding. So I wouldn't really try to get too much clarity by looking at the micro count, because this could become an expanding diagonal. Yes, they are rare, but they do happen, basically an expanding wedge. They tend to break to the downside. Now that could be an idea here for an ending diagonal, that maybe we had a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we put a 5 in place. Targets would be absolutely okay, because the 5th wave in that case would be the longest one. But that's just an idea. I mean, eventually we need to wait until the pullback hits. And I think looking at the structure at the moment, you could indicate that already a break below the 27,190 might be a very first indication for a drop down, basically, right? Because we've got two ideas. So this could be a wave 1, this could be a 2, and we could be in a 3. Target for that wave 3 up there, if I look at it like that, 1, 2, that we basically do the third wave in one go. We talk about 35K sort of actually as a minimum. Now then we've got the other possibility that we are not in the third wave yet, and that would indicate we are still in the first. So that all of this is just a 5-wave move in itself, basically an extended 5th wave. You can count the move. That the problem that we have is that the move off the 10th of March lows to that 14th of March high can be counted as 5 or 3 waves. So it leaves that option open that we get here an extension and this is the wave 1, right? But then we would get a pullback most likely again into that yellow box before we rally higher in a third. So the idea is, or the question is, are we already in the third or not? To be honest, the way this looks at the moment, I would say possibly not yet in the third, because that should really be an escalation. It should be an escalation like we saw here in January, right? Which was also a third wave. So you tend to see these significant rallies in the third wave. I mean, not saying it's not a rally, but you would see absolute FOMO kick in. I think that's sort of where we are. So, but again, these are two possibilities, and to keep it simple, above 21,550, the trend is up, and it's going to move higher as long as we hold that 26,670 level. And of course, there are always different shapes how this could unfold, but I think one very likely option is that this was, or this is still a wave 1, which can still escalate higher to these targets that are highlighted, right? Just because of the extensions and the shape, how it's currently developing. So 29,100, 30,580. Yeah, or we are already in the third wave, and this might be the first wave of the third. Even there, you know, if this is already the first wave of the third, we will not get those strong retracements, but we will still get shallow retracements. And if I see one coming, then I will highlight that to you. But the trend is clearly up. I already highlighted that yesterday to you and the days before, especially since we held that green support area. And yeah, I think everybody should be happy to see their sort of hodl portfolios grow. Generally, their positions grow. But I think 30K will be a bit of a hard ceiling, to be honest. This already is now a resistance area in which we are, because we've got 5 waves up in whatever way you count it. We have 5 up now, and a good 5-wave move, which is also why I said yesterday that, by the way, that's the dog, which is also why I said that the potential for new bear market lows has reduced. It's not gone, but it certainly has reduced. We need to understand that because we've got several support areas and a lot of support along the way before making new lows. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.